Hello everybody, this is Blue. Forgive me for the shakiness and all that with this video. I'm actually using my tablet that I bought a couple months ago to make my first outside YouTube video. Today I want to talk to you about spirituality and nature. If you are a pagan, you are following an earth-based religion. And so being comfortable and connected with nature is very, very important. And one thing that a lot of pagans do, especially our younger ones, it seems like they make a lot of videos, but all of them, or most of them, are inside. And we need to be out in nature. We cannot hide inside. So if you have a chance to go outside, take it. Today is a nice day here in Iowa. Currently it is 57 degrees outside, so I'm out in my t-shirt and my shorts, and I'm actually on the front porch of my house. And that's where I'm making the video. I am kind of looking over my yard. I got a lot of projects I got to do. But also a lot of surprises are coming up. One thing I've talked about in my life is my retaining walls that I've been putting up in my yard, because I'm trying to smooth out the yard, make it look nice. And I've had to bring in a lot of dirt, and I'm having flowers popping up, flowers that weren't there, last year. So I'm kind of curious of what type of plants these are. So this is going to be quite fun. But anyway, we need to make sure that we get outside. Do not be a house pagan, somebody who is inside doing research only, claiming paganism, but when it comes time to get dirty, there's always an excuse, always something going on, and they are claiming an earth-based religion without getting their toes in the dirt. Okay? So walk around outside and enjoy nature. Look around. If there is a nature park near you or a country road, someplace where you can get away from the city, do it. That's someplace to go. One of the most wonderful times I can experience is when I go to the nature park that is roughly 7 miles away, and I walk on many of the trails because I want to get away from society, and I want to be able to think out loud. I take deer trails because there are a lot of deer in my area. So take a deer trail, you're going to end up someplace where nobody really goes, and you can see some wonderful nature. At the nature park that's roughly 8 miles away from me, I took a deer trail and I headed to the extreme northern end. To the extreme northern end of this park, and there was a small pond. I could watch it, and I was seeing all little bumps on it. And I go, okay, cool. As I got closer, the bumps would start disappearing. And those bumps were turtles, so I got to see a pool full of painted box turtles. That's quite cool. And if you're outside, there is an adage, hard to see the forest for the trees. And there's a reason why that's there. You can walk in a forest surrounded by beautiful trees, and a lot of people don't notice them. They want to see everything else, but not the trees. So when you go out in nature, learn the trees, learn the plants, get an education about the environment around you, My house is, oops, my house is surrounded by trees. I got red maples, cherries, walnuts, and an elm tree around that are full-size trees. I have planted several yews and junipers to the north side of my property. Along the retaining wall, which would be on the south side, I am planning on putting up some boxwoods to form a nice little hedge around the retaining walls. Um, but we need to learn about our trees, learn about nature, learn about the environment, because, you know, some people, they're connected, but they don't learn. They're not willing to learn. And so go out there and get that connection. Learn about the trees. Learn about the animals. And trees. Attention. Okay? Now, one of the people might think this is weird, and that's fine. Talk to the trees. Talk to them. They are a life form, and if you are willing to talk to cats, dogs, and all, why not talk to the trees? Okay, they're going to be there for a while. Talk to them. Develop a connection with them. Take your hands and go up and down the bark a lot. Feel the textures of the barks. Feel the patterns in that. Like the red maples that I got by my house. I've ran my fingers up and down the bark on all 4 of them, and it's a wonderful thing. And my better half, she loves plants. I mean, she really, really loves plants, and she loves feeding the birds and all that. We have a bird feeder on one of the maples, and we got a squirrel right now trying to feed it. I'm going to turn this off so you can get a picture of it. I hope you can see that little squirrel there on that bird feeder. It's just wonderful. Okay, on that stump, I'm gonna have a friend with a stump grinder take that out. But on that is a little statue that I hand painted. Here is the small part of my retaining wall, and I see if I can point these out. But right in the middle, there's some plants that I don't know what they are, so that's going to be interesting. But this is the small part of my retaining wall, and you can tell that we just love nature. And the squirrel's about ready to leave. I guess he got full belly. But as I was saying, learn about the trees. Put your hands up and down the bark. Talk to them. There was something my dad taught me a long time ago. Certain trees are more full of energy. And he told me, go up to a pine tree and with your right hand, run it, against the needles of a pine tree. And he goes, you'll feel like an energy off of them. And I've tried it a few times and I agree with him. There's something about pine trees that are fascinating. Like I've said, go out and enjoy nature, go for walks. We are a part of the earth is a part of us. And so when you go out and try to enjoy nature, do not litter. But also take a little bag with you and pick up litter. My better half and I, when we went to a nature park, another one, say about 5 miles away, we were walking along the river, and fishermen, some of them are just slobs. And there was garbage in a lot of places. And Cindy, being the good pagan that she tries to be, grabbed 3 grocery bags, and she went up and she picked up a lot of garbage. She had them all filled up, and she put them in the dumpster. She did the right thing for the environment. So that is something that we need to learn. We are part of the world. We are to make it a better place. And, if we're going to be claiming to be earth-based pagans, then we got to take care of it. And then this is something that I don't understand, that I see a lot of people do this, and it's dumb. Leave an offering to nature. And you know how they tell you, if you take something, leave something, as an offering. There are a few pagans out there that have said, leave money to nature. And I just think that is the dumbest thing possible. Because nature has no concept of money. Money is a man concept. It is not a nature concept. And so if you're out collecting herbs, or you're trying to find a nice branch that connects to you to make a wand, something that where you're wanting to get something out of nature, give it something that it can use. Like I say, you develop these connections with the trees, and maybe you have a desire to take a certain branch off, like I said, to make a wand. Leaving a quarter or all that by the tree isn't going to help the tree in any form. If you're going to take away from the tree, give it something so it can recover from it. It can replace it. Fertilizer. They got those Joe plant stakes. They got the tree stakes and such. Buy them. And, every so often put one down. They have Miracle Grow. They have these wonderful fertilizers. Go to an area and sprinkle some fertilizer. Put some these fertilizer stakes down. There are things you can do. If you see a barren spot, it's like aching for life, plant something. I'm trying to grow apple trees at the nature park that's north of me. That's the one that has a lot of deer. And so I used to have an apple tree on the yard. We had to cut it down because it had worms and a very, very bad location. But for the first 2 years that we lived here, we were taking the apples to that nature park, and we were letting the deers eat them. It fed the deer, and we were hoping that the deer would poop out the seeds, and there would be, in a few years, a few areas here and there where apple trees would grow. And we thought that would be an absolutely wonderful thing, to have a few more naturally going apple trees in this area. Plant a tree. Don't just wait for Arbor Day to come. If you can, if you have an area where you can plant some trees, do it. The world needs more trees because it's needed. It's very needed. Trees take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. And so we need trees to replace the oxygen that we use up. And so those are naturally oxygen producing system. Um, and with as many humans on this planet, we use up a lot of oxygen. So we need a lot of plants to, get things going again. And the last thing I want to talk about on this video is, if you can, plant a garden. If you can, at least get a house plant and take care of it, okay? Especially if you live in an apartment in a big city and it's harder for you to connect with nature. Well, bring a piece of nature inside the house. Okay, I got a large yard here, and like I said, I'm planting trees. I am planting a lot of different things here, there, everywhere. And I unfortunately have to cut down a couple trees in my yard because they're next to power lines and such. I am planning on replacing them with a smaller tree or shrub, so that we're not losing plant life here. And in my house, oh boy, my better half and I, we kind of get on each other's nerves, especially during wintertime, because she has so many plants. They're beautiful, they really are, and they are important. I'm not arguing that point, but every south-facing window ends up having a plant in it, so that her plants get plenty of sunshine. It's like, oh my gosh, girl. But we need plants. We do, inside and out, because we need to have life with us. I actually have a few plants of my own. I got a little shamrock that I keep. Shamrock, associated with the British Isles, so gotta have one of those. I have one pot that has 3 different types of plants in it, and it's like a dragon tongue, purple waffle, and I forget what the other one is, but it's a lot of greens and with purplish tones, so when it gets fully grown, it should be quite beautiful. And the last plant I have is a Mongolian, Madagascar thorn bush. It's related to the poinsettia. It is native to Madagascar. It's got almost inch-long thorns on it, and it produces these little, beautiful little red flowers. And I have those for mine. A funny story on that part is, we have 4 cats, and they have a habit of chewing on plant leaves. And so when I wanted a plant that could defend itself. And so that Madagascar thorn bush, it might be extremely poisonous, being that it's related to the poinsettia. It has these long thorns, and a lot of them. So if the cat tried to stick his nose into it too much, it's going to get a little prick. So it's kind of funny, and cats leave it alone. And it's positioned on my one desk in the bedroom, so that the cats have to somehow get past that to get to my other plants. So it's the defender of the plants. It's funny. But anyway, like I said, if we are going to join paganism, and we're trying to live a good spiritual pagan life, we need to connect with nature, be a part of nature, take care of nature, and bring nature into our lives. We cannot be disconnected to nature, because This is where we get our energy from, is being a part of it. There has been a lot of studies that say spending some time out in nature and like walking around clears the mind, it reduces stress, it's good for you. So please, please, take this into heart, think about what I've said, and bring nature into your life. So everybody, take care, be at peace.